Hello everybody, it has been a whole little bit since we last saw you. Welcome to the channel. Here at Graham Crackers, we like to play games with friends, whether that is MMORPGs or D&D or other TTRPGs. Tonight, we are once again resuming Shards of Anarion. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers, and I'll be your lovely DM tonight, but more importantly, I'm joined by some fantastic friends. I would love if my fantastic friends could tell me three things: who they are, who they're playing, and what is their character's favorite memory. I think that's one I haven't done yet.
I'll start. I'm Troke. I'm playing Garok, the Lizard Folk Death Cleric. His favorite memory, when he actually realized his true purpose. And off to Ning.
Wow, so unprofessional. I started talking when I was muted. Yeah, I'm L, and I'm playing Ning, the Turtle Monk. And Ning's favorite memory was probably about 2 days before everyone died. And that's all I'm gonna say. Verban.
Yep. Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I'm playing Verban, the Knoll Ranger. Verban's favorite memory is more of a collection of little things. It's any time that he made somebody else feel better about themselves, but he doesn't recognize it as that. So, like when he made the stool for Ning, that's something he's like that it's like a trophy kind of like hunt to him, and he associates it with that. But it's just him feeling like empathetic joy. He just doesn't get that's what it is. And I'll pass it off to Fox.
I'm TTRPG Fox. I'm playing Brodus, your wonderful dwarven bardlock. And Brodus's favorite memory was probably the night where they were all drinking at Thunder Jugs. That was a great night. And I'll pass it off to Farah.
Hey guys, I'm Pharaoh. I'll be playing Sindra Starmain, a Leonin Palalock of the same Warlock patron that our dear Bardlock has. Fun shenanigans going on. Her favorite memory goes back to when she was sort of late adolescent cub, when she was chasing around with her elder brothers, somewhere where they weren't supposed to be running, on kind of like the outside scaffolding on one of the pyramids out in the Plain of Bones. Chasing around and doing shenanigans under the stars. And off to you, Zadar.
Unmute. Hello, I'm Vinny. I'm playing Zadar, the Blue Dragonborn Thief Rogue, straight out of the Player's Handbook, baby. His favorite memory is probably just like in general the days, like the heydays of his mercenary company, the Band of the Hawk, and his best friend Griffith, and they were all hanging out. And no, wait, that's a different. It was the Company of the Crimson Minotaur was the name of his mercenary company, and it's just like in the days after they had done all the drilling and all the like getting contracts set up and getting everything together and all the marching, and they'd set up like their forward operating base on the front lines of the war in the forest there down there and with the Assyrian Empire against the Telbanan elves. But like before all the fighting started, and they were just kind of hanging out. And there was like this energy in the air, and it's like impossible to really replicate again unless you go back to another battlefield, I guess. But he can't because his mercenary company doesn't exist anymore. So anyway, I'm done. Hey Graham, what's up?
Oh gosh, I have a blast just listening to all of you. I could just do that forever, really. But my players have opted not to do the recap themselves from last session, which means I get to. Which, DMs listening in, this is how you sweeten the pot. You offer them whoever does recap gets a 1d6 applicable after they see the result of a roll. But if they don't do the recap, you get that to use against them. And that's what I'm doing tonight. But let's see, let's get some music going. Uh-oh. Did I turn my music volume levels off? I might have. One sec. I got this.
You're a whole adult and we believe in you.
Oh, that's brutal.
Wow. All right. Wow. Oh, happy birthday. Can we get one moment to say happy birthday to Confundit, one of our wonderful players from Anarion's Rest, a pillar of positivity in the TTRPG space. Can we all get a happy birthday? Because
Happy birthday, Con!
love you, Con.
Happy
Big time,
birthday.
happy time.
And happy subscription, baby. 9 months.
Man, this was not the music I wanted, but
Didn't go there.
yeah, I need something a little bit darker. I need that edginess.
Oh, you should play like a little wind-up baby toy.
Oh, that would have
That'd
been
be creepy.
good. That would have been good. But unfortunately I don't, so we're gonna have tavern music instead. There we go. Well, where last we left off, our party had confronted the Mad Mage down in the Underdark, a dwarf researcher who had been researching the affliction that has been trailing the dwarves of the Crystal Caverns for centuries, turning them slowly into stone with no cure in sight. Having believed that they were onto something, they fled to the Underdark, beginning to summon infernal entities from the Nine Hells. Our party confronted the Conjurer, and quicker than I wish they would have, defeated them rather handedly, only to find a mirror of pure silver with gold inlays about 7 feet tall, with a surface that looked almost liquid, like mercury. The surface of the mirror showed them visions of what could be or what they wanted, and inexplicably, one by one, they began to funnel in. Where they found the Nameless One, a entity older than the gods themselves, a being far beyond rationale, and a corridor of doors leading to every possible reality that could be, has been, or will be. The entity offered each one of them a choice. They could assist them in finding pieces of the fallen god Anarion before the Starless One's return to feast upon everything within the world. In return, they would receive each one turn of fate reversed of their choice. Sinra wished for her mate to be returned to the realm of the living. Garak, Verban, chose to give their wishes over to Sinra as well. And Brodus, did you as well? No, you did not. Zadar wished for a turn of fate that had placed them in the sights of a fae to be reversed. Ning wished for nothing, refusing to and stepping out of the mirror itself, only to discover upon stepping out that while no wish had been made, their sister had been returned. The attack that had cost all of their family their life had been turned back for one. Brodus, what did you wish for? Do you want to say it out loud?
It was knowledge of like why was I chosen.
That is correct.
Which I really didn't get a straight answer, so
No, you
didn't help
didn't.
me at all.
Nope, you did not. You got told all will be basically told in time.
Yep. So really my wish did nothing.
Yeah. But what is one proficiency you do not have, Brodus?
Oh, I mean, I've got a lot. Because, you know, I'm also
Because
a
you're a bard.
bard.
That's fair. Alright. Roll 1d6.
1.
1. The first skill you do not have proficiency down the list or expertise, you may bump it up. If it is something you are proficient with, you may now take expertise in it.
Okay.
If it is a skill you cannot or do not have proficiency in, then put proficiency.
Okay. Great. Acrobatics it is.
Look at that! The most helpful of all skills, really, when you think about it.
Went from half proficiency to full proficiency.
Brodus just comes out doing a full
Especially Brodus.
cartwheel for the first time in their life.
Oh, boy.
It's great.
Yeah, if only it was that easy. Alright. The first to leave, we kind of zoom in on the mirror as the liquid of the mercury begins to pop out in the realm. As Ning, your hand, then your shell, and your head begin to emerge, and the mercury begins to kind of settle back into that shape of the mirror's flat surface. As you leave, you feel that pinprick that you received when you first entered. It tinges, but there is no pain. It is a reminder. And the floor is yours as I need you to roll a intelligence saving throw.
Being super smart and good at those, so no problem for them. That's a 6.
6. Ning, you feel the memory of your sister's death, of the day where the dragon flew over your homeland and slaughtered your family, neighbors, villages in its path of destruction. The knowledge that has altered the event of your sister, your mind kind of funnels to that. She had been out foraging during the attack and had not been injured or killed. And you pause for a second because you know innately that she died. And as soon as you kind of think about that, it's gone. You have no memory of what it was like to lose all of your family at this moment, as experience after experience with your youngest sister begins to funnel in, teaching her how to fish, teaching her how to meditate, to walk, her first day of turtle school. All of these memories begin to flood in, kind of replacing some of that grief, not the overall feeling or that emptiness that resides with the loss of a loved one, but you feel that hole inside of you lessen just ever so slightly. As if a weight is being taken off of your shell.
Ning is going to like drop to their hands and knees, trying to struggle against holding on to what they know to be real and all of these memories that are coming back. And we'll just say, the life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living, and before anybody else comes back out is going to withdraw into their shell.
Okay.
And start silently weeping.
All right. Next to exit, Zadar. You emerge from this portal. The feeling in your paw, or in your claws, in that palm of your hand, where the sliver of silver had entered when you first passed through, tinges for a moment. You see Ning lying in their shell in front of you. And the corpses of the devils and imps that you had fought earlier strewn about the cold dirt and stone of the underway.
Okay. Zed will just sit next to Ning and just wait for the rest of the people to come out of the portal, I guess.
Alright. Brodus. You are the next to exit.
Okay. Very confused about what he was told. So, exits through.
Verban. You follow. Sinra, Garak. You were the last two in there. As this faceless entity stands looming over you. Is there anything you would like to say or do before you exit?
I will pick up my spear and reattach it to my back. And then turn my back towards it and walk away.
Alright, you pass through, your spear in tow, and the rest of your allies are there. You all have inspiration from the birthday boy. And Ning, you have inspiration from Mindy. Garak, you remain alone in this black, dark column of doors. The table with the chairs set for your party. The wizard having left in between Zadar and Verban in tow.
Those who would alter death shall meet their end as well.
The
And he
nameless
starts to slowly turn, keeping an eye on him.
The entity makes no move to stop you. It watches with that imperceptible face that you can almost recognize as you go, but you could almost make out a smile
He'll leave.
And you emerge, and you are all once again together on the material plane. The mirror behind you, as soon as Garak, you exit, the mercury that makes up the surface begins to funnel down and pool on the ground itself.
I'm just gonna tell you guys it wasn't my fault this time. I swear.
Ning will come out of their shell and kind of. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag you all in. I don't know what happened. I couldn't help myself.
I know what you mean. I felt the exact same thing.
I am beginning to think we did not have much of a choice in this. I do not blame you anymore.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Do not call me that. Do not. Enough.
And you
Thanks.
said the mercury was pooling. Is okay. So is it like where we need to like watch out for our feet, or where the surface area of this pool? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Don't want to step in this stuff.
Yeah, so, yeah,
I'll scoop some up
feel free.
with a bottle. And
You know, if I was a chemist, I would know whether mercury is not safe for hands, but I think it is, so...
Not safe,
No.
even a little bit. No,
Not
No.
even a
incredibly
little bit?
poisonous. Not even. Nope.
What am I
No, you
thinking
get
of?
Mercury
poisoned.
poisoning. Yeah.
Oh,
Mercury
Definitely.
poisoning.
then roll me a dex check. Dex saving throw.
It isn't like
Constitution.
immediate death.
Yeah.
No, it's like long-term
Yeah.
mental degradation.
Yeah.
Is that ingested, or is that just on the skin, though?
No, it's
So the whole concept of a Mad Hatter comes from Mercury
Oh,
being
right, because they had the
for
metal the band.
Right.
Yep.
I got a 15 on my
15.
dexterity saving throw.
You avoid any prolonged contact with this stuff.
Great.
Magical or otherwise. Y'all already walked through it. I don't know why I even bothered. Like, anything that was gonna happen already did.
Yeah, it was okay. We walked through Mercury. It was a massive hallucination. We can all just get on with our days. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Man, imagine
Time-
if that was the plot twist.
Time to go fight a dragon.
These
Great.
aren't the dead family members you're looking for.
Yeah, let's go fight a dragon. A totally normal thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I am in a good mood. We all got free stuff, and we have captured the crazy wizard, and we can bring him back and collect our bounty.
He is awake, is he not?
Yeah, I assume.
Oh yeah, we had
It
dragged
was
him
not free.
into the portal with us and everything.
Yep.
so-
Oh.
As far as I was aware, I'm pretty sure he's still unconscious.
No, he was awake.
Oh, you're
I
right,
remember
you're right.
he-
No,
yeah.
you're right, because he made a wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bag on his head.
And you received a scroll that has the cure, but reading it will drive you mad. If I recall correctly.
So it's
Right.
What you said.
Anyone but him reads it.
These things were not for free. We made a deal. For of consumerism, nothing is actually for free.
We have to find the shards.
And
Sure.
as we do not have immediate knowledge of any locations, I'm thinking we will receive more.
I mean, we could always go back to the library.
Wait, does anyone have sunglasses on hand? No. Okay.
No.
Are we like in the Underdark?
No. No. What I'm saying is, we need to find the Shards of Anarion.
I was gonna do that. Damn it!
Don't wait. Verban, don't you have goggles?
Oh yeah, that's he totally just like took off his eagle eye goggles.
Perfect.
The thing of the thing.
That means he's unattuned now, right? He's got to reattune to them.
He's still touching them. They're tuned. He can see just fine. Don't say that. Don't say things like that.
So, library?
What is the point of this when we need to be going towards a lost city and an ancient dragon tomorrow, Brodus? Tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but that's tomorrow. But we can go to the library today for, information for later.
Do we even know if it is day?
No,
I
We don't.
No, that is a good point. I do not know how long we were in there. We need to go.
Not fight a dragon, right?
Well, perhaps
not before we take long
I will
rest.
give Brodus a long stare.
How about I will do the research in the library and you can all go find this dragon.
Wait, do you not want to go see a dragon?
No.
Have
No,
you been
thank
paying
you.
any attention, Brodus?
I'm just saying, we talked to the guy. We're gonna, go make a map with him. I mean, if you so wish, I could always cancel the order on the map.
I gave that man my word. Does that mean nothing to you?
I mean, it does, but you are
Let
very
every-
adamant about not wanting to see a dragon.
It was a terrible decision, terrible idea, but you convinced me and I have given him my word.
I did not give my word.
That is fair, Ning.
Well, then I will escort him.
There is a way to avoid the dragon.
Yes, go to the library. Wait, do dragons have libraries?
Some.
It is foretold they have treasure.
Don't want to go to that library. Let every
those
fox
dragons
take
are
care of
bad.
its own tail.
Either
Highness.
way, wherever we go, library or to the dragon, we got to get back up to town first.
Walk
Get
in
rid
park.
of Wizard.
No, bring him with. At least to the
To the
council.
right. That's what I was
And
saying.
we're walking.
And you're walking and talking. I think at the mention of wizard, Baudel, the crazed wizard, who is currently tied up at the wrists, sack over the head. Were they gagged? I don't think they were.
Yeah, there's a bag.
Not anymore.
Just a bag.
Bag. No
We also took the arrows out of them.
Yes.
So
And, yep. Because Zadar did a medicine check as well. I can solve it. I know, I can learn. Tell me, let me see the scroll. Surely you don't want to go fight a dragon?
When you are within the city limits and the guards are with you, then you will see the scroll.
They won't understand. They want us to turn to stone. Easier to keep power.
I'm going to have to agree with our Royal Highness on this. You did try to kill us with devils.
As far as
I
authoritarian establishmentism goes, you're kind of on the wrong side, as we've seen it. It's hard for you to go, oh, fascism, when you're literally using demonic or infernal fascism.
they're
What do
easier to
clothes
control.
have to do with this?
Nothing. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Look, we'll take you back, collect our bounty, and then I don't care what happens to you. How does that make you feel?
I don't know which one of you is speaking right now. But
Zed
I
will like
think-
Zed will lean in and like touch his horn to like the back of this guy's head, even through the bag, and then like jolt him just a little bit, electricity.
Yeah, he's like, oh! If I die, so does the cure. You are aware of that.
Then we will ensure you do not die.
And also not necessarily, because apparently there's a scroll where if you read it, it'll go mad, but there's also a cure, so, you know. You're kind of disposable now. I would tread more carefully if I were you.
They offer what little shrug they can with their hands tied. Like,
Shoulders aren't tied.
yeah.
Shoulders aren't tied.
Yeah. They
Shoulders
seem
all
done
right.
with this conversation.
Are we getting back into our log ride to go back up?
I don't know, maybe after 3 hours of walking.
And we're walking.
You are walking?
And
Is there
we're
anything you
walking.
would like to do in these 3 hours of walking through the tunnels with your map?
Keep a wary eye on the horizon for danger.
Safe bet. Okay, roll me a perception check.
I don't think there's really a horizon to speak of. Where's my character sheet? This is going to be great. 11.
11. As far as you can see, it looks pretty safe.
Sounds good to me.
The group of you begin to march forward back to the docks that you had arrived, towards the entrance of the mining area. 3 hours goes by pretty quickly when you're at a hurried pace. Who would have figured? Nothing of event happens as you kind of arrive at this dock area. It is much as you left it. The boats and barges that continue to go further down into the Underdark keep going past the dock, and there are several ships that are also headed upwards, propelled by magic, back up towards the Crystal Caverns themselves. Garak, I believe last week you had mentioned also wanting to seek out your hermit friend.
Yes, if there's any signs of them.
Okay. There's a few dwarves at the docks themselves that may know more information. Unless, did your friend leave a lot of signs previously, like symbols, like glowing moss symbols on the walls? Is there anything specifically you'd be looking for as signs?
Probably small mounds of coals, because apparently that was something that Kanan and them kind of were looking for as well. Coal.
Okay. Roll me a perception check. 20. With a 20, you do see a stack of coal. It is off the path, a ways, but close enough to the walkways of the various mining areas that it remains undisturbed, but visible from where you would be walking. it is stacked up about 6 or 7 rocks of coal high, and seems to have a line of 3 at the base that are facing off, further to the Underdark, and some of the offshoot caverns that may be beyond.
He'll see that and kind of stop and smack his tail just firmly on the ground, just leave it there. And he'll look back and forth between the party and at the group, and he signals to Sinra. Starlight.
Kind of like turn and flicker gaze his direction.
It isn't often that I request things, but I must depart for a time.
For a time. What does this
Few-
mean?
Someone I know is here. I must search for them.
Your friend.
Yes,
But we
I
knew
will-
they could be here. But how long?
I will only search for the next clue. If it's not there in an hour, I will return.
If you are only traveling an hour, there is no point in you traveling alone. It is too dangerous down here.
I know this. I was here for years. Traveling the same Underdark. No need to worry.
And there are 6 of us here. We might as well wait.
7. We got the wizard.
You must get this wizard back. He has the cure. It's important.
It is important, but it is important to you. What is the point of doing all this? This was for you.
This was for the dwarves, Starlight.
It was for you.
He'll start walking toward that direction. And there is a light. There is a light at the end of the staff as he's just walking, but he's at a hurried pace at this point.
So do we follow him or?
I could trail him, and then, if he needs help, I could help.
Yes, do that.
Then what do
Yeah.
we do?
We will stay here with Badel and make sure he does not escape or summon more devils.
I will follow Garak at a distance, being extremely sneaky about it.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. And also hydrate.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Uh-oh. That 1d6 sounds real great right now, doesn't it?
Helped a little. That's gonna be a 16.
16. Garak, what's your passive? I think
17.
it's... Yeah. You know the sound of Zid... Like, I think it's because you both have tails that you know, like, the subtle drag of, like, a tail on the dirt behind you, on the stone.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could say that you know you're being tailed.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna
hate
give
it
myself some inspiration.
He's just gonna take note of it, figuring it's one of his own, and he's going to basically look for that next clue if there is any. He'll spend he'll start counting in his head oddly, and just go as far as he thinks an hour is.
Sure. Roll me your passive is 17. About 30 minutes from then, you see another pile of coals. Much like the first, except this one is pointing to an offshoot. It looks more like a tunnel than a mining passageway. It seems to look like the water at some point that on the river had kind of receded either up or down into this crevice, kind of forming a loose and narrow passageway. It's about 4.5 feet tall, about 5 feet wide, but it looks like a dwarf could easily fit and go in. With a passive of 17, I will say you do hear a familiar voice echoing from inside there.
He's going to try to wedge in there.
All right. Gosh. Do we want a saving throw, or do we want to just say... How tall is Garak?
He's actually a runt.
I think you can fit.
Roughly...
4 feet, something. Yeah, you can fit.
He's 5'3".
Yeah, you can fit. It's uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna... I don't think you're at risk of being stuck. I think that if you were a little bit bigger and a little bit wider... I will say this. Your backpack, you probably have to take off. Confound it. 1,000 bits? Sure. It's your birthday. 1,000 bits is enough for a crit. Who would you like to give it to? But yeah, I think you probably have to take off your backpack. You can either hold it in front of you or, you know, drag it. But I do think that probably with your backpack on your back, it creates too much vertical.
He will... That'll take too long. He will... he'll drag it.
Okay. Your footsteps begin to lead you down this tunnel. The stifling, invasive closeness of the stone walls seemingly tightening with every few yards that you go. You can feel the drag of your bag behind you as you're moving forward. At certain points, you feel if it got any tighter, it may be a point where it is a point of no return. You could not turn around if you continued further, but you press on. And it begins to widen and open up. And you see the dull glow of bright orange emanating from some of the walls of the stone. And you hear the familiar voice of a dwarf that you have spent many years around, Kanan, as she hums this dwarven tune. You hear the clanking of pots and the bungling of pans, and you hear the audible sound of like when someone trips and kind of loses their footings, and the calamity that follows of clanging pots and pans hitting the dirt. And in Dwarvish, the Dwarvish word for fuck!
He would also return in Dwarvish. This is always the potty mouth, aren't you?
The cursing stops for a brief moment, and then you hear, "Is that my ears, betraying me, or is that Garak? I thought you left these parts."
I did, but I'm back. I have news.
Oh, Grumble Scales with news. Well, come on
Nice.
in, come on in. I don't have all day. I mean, I do, but
Ugh. He tries to like wedge himself through, and back catches on a couple more rocks, and he just takes the time to finally get it dislodged. He
Yeah.
steps forward and kind of throws the bag off to the side and leans a stick up against the wall.
And at this point, with the glow from your stick and the glow from the several torches and like a small little campfire, you see a young mountain dwarf. Her hair is cropped and braided. It's black hair, shaved on the right side. She has blue eyes and rough, dirty gray skin. She's about 3'9" with this massive build. And she has, for a dwarf, a very slightly attractive face. And she looks at you, and you see a familiar grin spread across her face, and she kind of thinks for a moment, and then she just runs forward and gives you a hug. It is quick, knowing your aversion to the hugs, but it is one of those heartfelt hugs in a split second that kind of gives all the emotion it needs, and then it's like hands off.
Will you ever learn?
I'm learning all the time. I mean, I learned that you find me wherever I hide.
Well, if you keep leaving clues, I'll always find you. Unless you don't mean me to.
If you're having trouble saying you were lonely, you can just say so.
Fine. What are you doing here this day?
Well, I've been thinking about it a bit, if you will, and I'm thinking about organizing a hot coals race.
Still talking about that, I see.
One day, I'll have plenty of people handling hot coals running down a street.
That
I already have an
still
idea
is-
for it. Hot
Still is a
streets,
sight to see.
hot streets, hot feets.
I take it. I'd still give you a run for your money.
I mean, I'm clumsy as shite, so... And she motions over her shoulder, and you see, like, 7 pots and pans that are just skewed on the ground as if she had tripped, carrying them.
Yes, nothing has changed. That's good. I can't be long, unfortunately.
Well, at least let me make you tea. That might warm your spirits, old Crumble Scales.
If you might as well make it for 3. I have someone following me.
For 3, alright, I can do that. One moment, I'll get you a chair. Or would you like a mushroom? Plenty of both. Or rock.
Mushroom's fine.
Alright, one moment. And she kind of
It's
claps her hands together, and you feel this druidic energy begin to kind of funnel out of her palms, and she kind of presses both against the ground for a moment, the stone kind of listening to her as she begins to chant. And these small mushrooms in the area begin to kind of enlarge and grow all at once, kind of blooming and glowing with this latent light blue.
Agarok bends down, picks one up, starts gnawing on it.
Well, that was me. Well, alright, I'm not gonna get upset about it. You know,
It's my favorite.
but, I grow them for furniture, not for food. But help yourself.
Now, you said at the edge of that thin tunnel,
Yeah, so...
Kara could hear stuff.
Yeah, you can hear this.
Okay.
At this point.
So, well, I was going to say so I got a passive perception 18. I was going to say if Zed could hear stuff through that tunnel, like he could hear his conversation stuff, but not actually going through it, he was going to just stay on the other side unless he heard something that, required him to go over there to help or something.
Okay, yeah.
Because Zed's pretty tall.
Yeah.
He's thin, this tall. So it would be a hassle.
Yeah, I would say it definitely, with your passive, seems friendly and cordial at the moment. So you can post up. It doesn't look like there's any... Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything in the vicinity that would be threatening that you can make out.
Great. Yeah, we'll just stay and listen.
Also, looks like you all got inspiration from Adam, from Adamas Lamas, and Sinra got a crit from Khan. Wow, we are rolling today. They must not want you all to die or something. Weird. So what's new with you? Tell me all about your adventures. Well, to be honest, for the past few months you're the first one to talk to me, so I've got plenty of time.
I don't have time, but I want you to come with us.
Come with ya? No. Why would I do that?
Because you know the caverns better than anyone.
But you know why I left the city.
Of course I do. Not to the city, silly. Just be available for a small trip to the caverns, just to avoid you know what.
So you're meaning to go in there then? Down into the depths?
It is against my own wishes, but a promise was made, and I have to protect the one who feels that a promise made is a promise kept.
I mean, if it were anybody else asking, I wouldn't do it. Not at all. But I suppose I could help a little bit. I won't go all the way down. I won't venture where the torch is no longer light, where the depths of the darkness fill the caverns with an eerie chill, where you can almost hear the dragon's breaths. I won't go that far.
Fine by me. Just to get to the threshold once again.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Well.
Was that with advantage or was that a single roll?
Oh, excuse me. It's the greatest of rolls. 12.
Roll again. I don't like having duplicate for the same roll.
16.
Okay, there we go. 12 and 16. To the threshold of Mondag Tithe, the ancient tunnels. I haven't been there in many years. So, just so you know, there be things down there that I can't be accounted for.
Deal.
So
you
how
know I will not let you get hurt.
Well, how many are we taking? So I can pack, so I can prepare.
8.
8. And when do we leave?
Tomorrow.
Ah. Well, no time like the present. Get out of here. I've got packing to do. And anything shy of 6 hours, sleep isn't going to do me a whisk of good.
Sleep, I can help. He kind of like raises his fist. If you want to sleep, I can help with that, of course.
Oh, no. I've also got to feed my pet lizard. I named him Grumbles.
mentioned lizard last time.
Hi, did you know that drow have riding lizards?
No, I didn't.
Well, too bad you're out of time, otherwise I'd tell you the tale of how I got one.
Ah, we have time in the caverns then.
Alright, well, you know where I'll be. Right here.
Cup of tea real quick.
Oh, right.
For my companion waiting outside.
3 cups of tea. Got it? And she scurries over to like this makeshift tent. It seems to be this moldered canvas that has been overgrown with vines, moss, and the like, or lichen. 2-in-1 session. Get pants off
I
you.
love it.
But she quickly begins to kind of rummage, and you see her kind of cast a spell on this like old ornate teapot of bronze and of copper, and it begins to light up and sizzle, and you hear the hiss of the tea, and she quickly pours the water and then pulls up from the top of the tent, throws some of that lichen in to a cup, and she kind of offers you 2.
First, he'll pick up some more mushrooms, put them out of the ground, kind of just pops them in a pocket.
Easy enough
He grabs the 2 cups, he downs the first one, and he kind of sets it back on the ground like he normally does, and turns around and leaves. I'll meet you at the entrance.
You don't want to squeeze in again. That was a joke.
You know I don't do jokes.
That's what makes it funnier.
Indeed. And he kind of grabs his bag and starts pushing it through the actual tunnel again, with the cup behind him in tow.
Yep, she'll wave goodbye until you are gone, and then you hear her, like, scrambling to pick up the pots, the pans. You hear another clang, like, right down the end. She probably dumped or spilled something.
Probably.
And Zadar. You begin to hear Garak kind of arriving back through the tunnel.
He stick his head in while Zadar's still coming out. Like when Zadar's like half, or when Garak is still like halfway through. And saying Draconic, like. What did we decide on for the accent for Draconic? What was it, like something?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, so
Was
now
it?
is the moment you can decide whether you want
I
it
think
to be
British.
I thought it was British
it was
too.
British.
Yeah,
And I have a
it's
horrible British accent.
I wouldn't
Just came-
wash that feet. No,
It was Derek that did it the first time.
It
He
was.
could do it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It was
just like proper.
It was proper British.
Yeah, in it though.
In it.
It's too much.
No, it
Different.
wasn't street British. It was proper British.
It's all up in the nose.
Yes, proper Draconic, right in the snout.
Oh, there, friend.
Spain.
What? No, I can't do it.
You decide. I'll follow you. I like this. It could be a dark growl. It could be a high pitched. Don't matter to me.
This is a lot of pressure. I'm just gonna.
Hey, I offered you all world building opportunities. This is just one of the times I pay it out. Go for
Alright,
it.
I'm gonna switch it to like whatever I'm about to do.
Sounds great.
Hello there, friend. I would have offered to wash that bag for you, you know.
I know you would.
Proper British.
I know you would.
I wasn't sure what it was.
I have.
Luckily, folk, a rook.
I have something for you, actually. Would not be displeased.
That's right, nice of you.
He tries to shove more of his bag, and he's struggling really bad. And
You mind
kinda-
if you want some help?
no, don't touch the bag. He kind of like tries to not launch it, but swing it to a rock just to pull him further as some of the threads even starts to snap, but he gets through eventually. And part of his claw is in the cup behind him. It kind of reaches around and hands Zadar the cup. Said, "You must drink this. It's not poison, I promise."
Zadar will very carefully take it because he knows, because Garrick told him that if he touches him, he'll die or something. So Garrick will carefully take the cup and sniff it, and then just drink it. Just throw it back. Screw it.
It's from a friend who will be joining us tomorrow, apparently.
Well,
She's
all right.
She's the best guide down here.
Noted. And I'll be sure to keep the contents of your conversation private.
Don't have to, but if you wish, shall we head back?
I'll switch back to comment. Yeah. Yes.
Good. So he grabs all his stuff, and just, as he's walking, it's just trying to get everything on and quickens the pace back.
Sure.
Do you want this cup back?
No. She will make another. You can toss it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
It just shatters on impact. Just.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, Brodus, Verban, Ning, Sinra, all of you kind of stand on the precipice of the docks, seeing these shipments move up via magic back to the Crystal Caverns, as well as, the mining expeditions, the sounds of picks on stone and gems in the distance that kind of reverberate through the stone itself back to you. Anything y'all would be doing in this hour time?
Well, I assume that you guys set Beldis just somewhere on the ground.
Beldis? He's in a different campaign.
No, sir. Whoa. Whoops.
Whoa.
Wrong name.
Adele.
Yes.
Adele.
Thank you.
I will be keeping a clawed hand around one of Bottle's arms, and as he's sitting there, and I'll just crouch there by him, like this guy is not going nowhere.
I want to sit next to him and just kind of nudge him and be like, "So, how'd you get into magic?"
I'm not going to respond to any of you. Y'all can toss yourselves in the river as much as I care.
Well, but, I'm dwarven, you're dwarven, Same class sort of deal.
I'm not an expert in this, but that sounds racist.
Well, I'm just saying we're both dwarven.
No
Is there
offense.
a problem with those who are not dwarves, Brodus?
You turn the same with this.
I'm not trying to say anything like that. All I'm saying is, maybe he'll only talk to dwarves. I don't know. I don't know this guy all that well.
No offense. To be repeating you, I don't know you.
That's fair. Just trying to strike up conversation. Be
How
nice
about
to
taking
the
the hood off
prisoner.
my head? Huh? Then we can have a proper conversation.
I will reach over and drag the hood off his head.
He blinks repeatedly and then poignantly gazes at all of you. Thar, was that so hard?
You did not ask.
Aye, that's because I was knocked unconscious.
You have not been unconscious for many hours. You did not ask.
Yeah, we walked like 3 hours and you didn't say a word.
You got me there.
Ning is like undoing the stool from their back and kind of sits down and like sees this conversation going on and just says, "The single biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place," and then kind of puts themselves in their shell and falls asleep.
So how'd you learn magic?
Because you're being so cordial, and only because you took the bag off your head. Thanks. Sorry, I shouldn't be like... I want to talk with my hands, but I can't. A book. You see, a wizard studies for years. We study the runes, the parchments, the scrolls, the weave itself. We interpret the movements of every intricate move of your hand, every syllable in the tongue of magic. And we weave that weave of magic that connects everything into what we want.
I mean, the short answer would have been school, but yeah, great. So did like did you have anyone else that was helping you, before coming down here, working on the solving of the
Like an
cure,
apprentice.
or a partner?
Oh, well, I've had several apprentices, but they always want to steal your magic and steal your spellbook, so I always got to them first. Sent them away where they'll never come back. They're my secrets, and they're my spells, and no one's gonna get them.
I'm just
You
at
are
that point.
you are admitting to several murders then.
They aren't dead, they're just not here. Can't steal a spellbook if you're not in the same vicinity.
And where have you trapped them?
I didn't trap them. I sent them away. To the Assyrian Empire. Far enough away that it'll take them miles and miles and days to get to where they need to be going.
The Assyrian Empire, that was like a thing in the past too,
Yeah,
right?
in the past it was just starting. Like, news of the Assyrian Empire on the western side of the continent had reached your ears, but it was not the powerhouse it was today. What you would know would have been more of two exarchs of a god decided to stay on the material plane and start a civilization. Or at least, a lot of places say they have exarchs of gods ruling them, or entities of power. So,
What would I know of their society present day from hearing along the travel route?
sure. Present day, it is a mageocracy, first and foremost. Those with magic are elevated to positions of nobility and positions of government stature. It is, if we are going to take real world terminology, it is much like the Roman Empire, in a way in which most everyone is set to have military experience and to, serve some time in the army. Nobles are not an exception. They are simply elevated to higher ranks. Those who are mages, are often sent to war wizard colleges to kind of study that. They are currently at war with Teldwanan, the elves, as they are very much a expansionist sort of culture, where they have been pressing the southern border of Teldwanan to try and get the natural resources. But they have not headed further eastward towards the Plane of Bones because they have failed repeatedly.
Okay. Would I know what he means when he says that he sent these apprentices to the Assyrian Empire?
You could roll an insight check.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Let's
also
take all
wanted
correct
to know
people.
that for a different reason.
Anyone who wants to can roll an insight check.
It's a 14 for me.
It is a 18 for me.
All right, 14. Hard to say, Sinra. could be telling the truth. You can't kind of suss out if he had ill intent to the degree of murder. The Assyrian Empire and the Crystal Caverns are not enemies, nor are they steadfast allies, but there is a neutrality and there are many trade routes. So, could have just sent them away and just, sent them on a quest. And it's gonna take a long time. Brodus. You don't get the hint that there was ill intent for murder. As you kind of are thinking about this, it is more likely to you that he probably sent them away to study other mages or to get access to other spells. There are plenty of war wizard colleges. Could have sent them to, learn from a different area, keeping them away with the distance, but far enough removed from what he's doing here.
The way Brodus will take it is he almost fast-tracked their career. He was helping them. Right. So Brodus will be like, that was very noble of you. I didn't have quite the teacher that, helped set me up the way you were helping them. It was nice.
I ain't helping them. I'm taking them out of the picture. They can't be stealing my spells if they're stealing someone else's. Oh, thank you for the inspiration.
I guess that's fair, but they'll do fine there.
Rildo's still making friends with the prey.
Okay. So okay. I'm gonna ask you guys a question because I'm not gonna narratively say where you are. How close to the boats and the docking area are you as you're having this discussion? Are you about 30 feet away from the boats? Are you 60 feet?
We're where we split from Garok, so wherever he found the
coal.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so right around where the coal. So I would say maybe 150 feet.
Okay.
The wizard kind of pauses for a moment. You see, wizards always need a backup plan. You hide your first spell book, and you keep a dupe.
So when you hide your first spell book and you keep your dupe, do you keep your dupe on you and you put your first spell book elsewhere? Or do
you hide it under an arcane lock that none but you know the keyword to. And then you bury it in stone.
Like down in the cave stone.
Do you want to hear a secret, lad?
Sure.
Me spellbook be right near here, over there. Hidden behind some of the stone.
And you said you need a keyword, right?
Aye.
Yeah.
Verban, do you have any cloth wrappings?
Or
Yeah.
I'll take you to it. I'll even take you to it. And the dwarf stands up.
Right now.
Badel stands up.
Holding him.
Okay. As they go to stand up, and as you are holding them, they burst into smoke and they misty step 30 feet away, which is just a verbal component. And they start dashing towards the boats.
Great, I'm gonna shoot that guy with a crossbow.
So
we're rolling initiative is what we're doing. Yes.
Question.
Sure.
Okay. How would you rule this? So I just took the Mage Slayer feat. When a creature within within 5 feet of me, so they're doing a
It is a teleportation. Yeah, so I would say because it is a teleportation spell, it would not trigger. Wait. Mage, that hits them if they're casting a spell, correct?
It's a reaction, yeah.
Yeah, nope, you take a hit.
Okay. I'm slicing this fucker.
Oh my.
was just getting to the good part too.
Indeed. 2.
Okay, so that's a 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think he has shield. I don't think shield would help him anyways. Nope, it wouldn't. Yeah, you hit roll damage. Secondly, lethal or non-lethal?
Well, so this is a roll to hit. So can I, instead of doing damage, do an attack to knock him prone?
Yeah, I could say. Yeah, I will say that it doesn't cancel a spell, correct?
No,
Yeah,
but like
so they would be knocked prone and then
fall
Misty Step prone.
flat-footed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, then I will do that.
All right. So their legs give out as you kind of sweep your blade, and they kind of burst into the smoke 30 feet ahead towards the boat, which is still 120 feet away. Verban, you wanted to take a shot?
I did.
So that was my reaction.
Now?
So
Yeah.
are we in?
Yeah, I would say we're going to roll initiative.
Okay. I rolled a 19 for initiative.
Ooh.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to use my 1d6 for giving the recap.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because don't want what I got.
Yeah, it's an under 10.
Oh, well, I rolled a 4 and then I got my inspiration. Then I rolled a 2. So
Yes.
Well, I rolled a 19 plus 5 from my inspiration dice for a 24.
I have a total of 5.
All right. Sinra, what was your initiative?
God damn. Can I use an inspiration too then?
Sure.
Son of a bitch.
Sure.
17.
You want to waste a crit?
A crit wouldn't put me higher than him.
So that I rolled a 5, so that's also. Did you roll 24? I got 24.
I have 24. With the plus
Okay.
5. It was 19 plus 5.
Right. Yeah, with my plus 5. Yeah.
But if his dex is higher, then he should go first.
I also probably
Dex of
should have
3.
added his plus 2 of dex. So, sorry, it was 19 on the die, plus 5, plus 2.
Fine.
But I also forgot to add my dex score because I didn't roll it in roll 20, so I'll say 24. So you can go first because you have the higher dex score.
Okay. And he's only 30 feet away?
Yeah, and prone.
Great. Well, that solves half my problem then. I will just run, because otherwise a crossbow would be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So I will just run up, and because I have crossbow expert and point blank range doesn't do.
Just gonna shoot him.
And he's, yeah, no. Well, I'm going to shoot him non-lethally with ensnaring strike. So I'm essentially going to put one big like hyena foot on his chest, and then go. It was a bad decision. And then I'm just going to fire point blank, a crossbow bolt at him to ensnare him, and then so that was a 15 plus 8, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Yeah, I'll roll damage in a second if I have to, but again, it's non-lethal. And then with the extra attack, I am going to fire a crossbow bolt into his shin to pin him.
Yep. Make me that second attack roll, I guess.
Yeah, that was at nat 20. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look great. You hear a very audible wince and scream from this dwarf, and you see like 6 other dwarves that are on the dock look at you like, what is going on there?
Mind your own business. Got him.
Is everything alright over there?
I will get over there and get between the dwarves and Verban.
Oh, I don't know, Fred. Just shot at the dwarf. And 2 dwarves kind of set out from the little door, like the little shack that's overlooking where a lot of the boats come, and they start walking towards you.
We are bringing a criminal back to your city. On the orders of your council, they will want to see him.
Bringing a criminal back. Oh, aye, that would make sense. Yeah, Fred, what do you think about that? I don't know, George. I don't know what I think about that. Sure is
George,
quite
please
unlikely.
Go back to minding your own business.
I don't know. It's possible. It's also possible they're lying to us.
I am not
Look,
lying
we have
to
a
you.
dwarf with us. Brodus.
Yeah. I'm here. I've been doing business with your council for a while. We're bringing you guys more business. We just signed a deal the other. Sorry, getting off track. Yes, we have direction to bring him back.
Legitimate bounty.
Oh,
Yes.
then do you have your ticket? Surely you would have a ticket or instruction to get down here. Use the boat.
He's gonna dig through his pockets and show the symbol that he was given.
Yep. Okay. George will kind of hold out their hand, give it a once over, hand it back. All right. I mean, no sense in doubting, but you know, it's kind of our job to doubt.
No, you are doing your job very well, and I approve of it. I'm glad that you are making sure that this area down here is safe. So, I commend you.
Well, thanks.
I suggest you send word to Stone Speaker Athalabron that we have brought the missing wizard Badel back. Send word ahead.
All right. I can do that for you. They kind of turn to each other and do like a rock, paper, scissors, but it's more like stone, pick. And Fred goes, all right, I'm on my way, and heads up to one of the barges that's headed up and kind of weighs down one of the kind of like gondola-esque dwarves. Coming aboard. Got an important message. Send it up. And kind of calls out, and they're like, what's that? I thought a stone speaker. All right. I'll send a message. And the boat goes up that way. And it's about this time Garak and Zadar kind of maybe not come into view, because I don't think anyone outside of one of you has like dark vision past 120 feet.
120. Yep.
Yeah. It's about this time that they reach like maybe the 120 feet and begin coming towards you.
Graham, I did do 29 points of damage. Is he still conscious?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, he's unconscious. That's
Scream nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bolo crossbow sort of thing, like Hawkeye deals. So he is all wrapped up, and I just gonna grab him. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, pull the bolt out of the ground, still stuck through the shin, and just kind of just drag him along behind.
Ugh. Yeah, at least he's not conscious, so you know the screaming stops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shock really.
The shock is what gets you.
Yeah.
I can carry him if it is trouble for you.
I mean, we almost learned where his secret book is.
You do not need any more secret books, Brodus.
He was running in the opposite direction from where he indicated in the first place. He was trying to escape, Brodus.
I leave you alone with the prisoner for 10 minutes.
It was not 10 minutes.
There's no sunlight here. How am I supposed to know?
You were gone for a couple hours.
Either way, I expected better from all of you.
I mean, did you really
is not
expect better
lost.
from me?
Yes.
I will lift him up and like shake him gently, then put him on my shoulder. He's not lost.
Just treated arrow wounds.
Should we
just 2 more?
I will just pull those arrows out of him.
do we need to put the bag back over him?
There is no point, but there may be a point. Yes, put the bag on.
That's one of my best bags. Please be
How many
gentle with it.
bags?
It's my best prisoner bag.
It's made of velvet.
Once he's all bagged and bound again, I will begrudgingly drop 5 land hands into him.
He comes back with a Am I dead?
Do not try that again.
Got that chance, you bitch.
There's no response from
Just relax.
And don't struggle too much because those bindings are sharp. Basically, if he struggles, he's going to take an extra 1d6. So
He's not. He's
yeah.
This is a dwarf who knows their one trick to get away did not work.
So, about that book.
You get no response. This dwarf is not going to respond to anything you say to them. As you are fireman carrying them to...
You guys, he's not being cooperative anymore.
He was not cooperative in the first place. He was trying to use you to get away.
I mean, maybe.
Did you find what you were looking for, Karak?
We have a guide.
To the Lost City.
As far as they'll take us. To map out what that other wishes.
Wait, are you calling me the other?
No, the map maker.
Well, but he's making it for me.
No, he was wanting to do it for him. Whatever. It is pointless reminding you of facts sometimes. Let us go.
And we're walking.
Can we take the boat?
Yes.
I mean, we've only been waiting about an hour for you to get on the boat. You've been sitting at the edge of the dock all day, just chit-chatting, whoosing whatting, shooting crossbows at dwarves. Got barges going up and down all day, and...
We were waiting for our companions.
Oh, no shame in that, ma'am. No shame.
We will go now.
All right, going up or going down?
What is down?
Ooh, the Underdark. The deep depths. The deep mines. The dark mines. The...
Is that where we will be going, Karak?
It is in another location. There are ways to get there, but not easily. I know another path.
The Ruby Rivers? The Emerald Eves? The Jasper? Jangles? They all be down there.
We need to go up first. This business needs to be concluded.
Okay, going up. One moment. Follow me right down this way and I'll get you on a boat. And he'll escort you to a boat. Just like earlier, the previous day, it is a very simple, manageable, very quick. They kind of load you on, there's the seats, and propelled by magic, the boat begins to go up the waterfall, back up that way. It is about another hour of travel upstream. But soon, at the top of that hour, you begin to kind of crest over the waterfall as the barge flattens along the river. and you can see the Crystal Caverns in the city before you.
Offload our annoying cargo and get some rest.
Agreed.
Not agreed.
All right.
Go to do that.
Okay.
What? Yeah.
So you set out to the council chambers to hand over your bleeding. Actually, they got healed 5 points. Yeah, they're still bloodied mechanically. They're still dripping blood all over the place. As you bring them up.
Well, Sed would have like cleaned them up so they don't.
That's fair.
Die.
Yeah, that's fair. Magically, they are okay. But you arrive, the barge that arrived up here before you, that had been sent with instructions to let Athala know, got to her as she is kind of waiting at the front. You see her kind of stomping her toe, and she seems to be waving off it looks like a cleric. They're kind of wearing these gold chains that are emblazoned and engraved with the various dwarf gods, and they're wearing like a white vestment. And as soon as you arrive, she waves and starts making her way towards you, leaving them behind. Welcome back! Welcome back! It's been a heck of a day since you went down, but it's good to see that you're alright.
Yes. Not only are we all right, but so is our friend here. And he'll take the bag off and like, prop the guy up and like hold his jaw. Like, look at him. He's very alive.
Well, wasn't expecting to see him alive. I'll say that. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm glad he's not dead.
We have reason to believe that he does have a cure for the ailment.
Oh?
Though he is not being cooperative, so it may take some coercion.
He is not to be trusted. No try to escape given the opportunity.
Well, what was he doing down the tunnels first, I suppose?
Admiring his reflection.
Making deals with devils.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that does complicate things, I suppose. If the council's going to give him leniency, I doubt that's going to be the case for dealing with devils.
No, indeed should not have leniency. But first you must get the information out of him to help cure your people. That is the greater necessity here than the retribution for his crimes.
Aye, that's true, that's true. One moment. High Priest Nandogan, you mind coming over here a moment? These adventurers believe that this wizard has a cure, or may have discovered a cure. They were the ones that we sent to go find Bardell over here. You can see he's still alive, which is nice. But do we have ways of making him do what we want? Humanely, of course.
Or family.
The priest kind of claps his hands together and goes, well, in my experience, it has been known that priests of my stature and power can compose others to do our will and the will of the gods, yes. It is within my powers, I dare say.
If you need assistance with someone telling the truth, I can be of help.
Oh, another practitioner. A loyalist of the gods. Well, please, perhaps you'll be able to assist me tonight as I learn the truth of these matters.
I do not have magics that would be of help in this, but I would like to remain and ensure your safety during this interrogation.
As you wish. The gods will keep me safe, but blades don't hurt either.
I dare say, good sir. Where's my money?
Well, I do believe there was a bounty for this. Athala, perhaps you'd like to handle this. The chapel's coffers are a bit low. And he tries to get out of there. He's got freebie. He is rich and just doesn't want to share. Like, he's got the gold chain, like the gold bling, jangling. You see, like, gold inlaid slippers. He's like, get out of here, I've got to prep for this interrogation, good day. And Athala just fingers on the, like, pinching the neck of the nose, like, do you see what I have to deal with? I
don't
honestly...
want to anymore. I just want to get paid and leave and not have to hear about any of this.
It's weird that the gods appear to be cheapskates.
Alright, well, she reaches out into, like, a pack and she kind of pulls out, now, if I recall correctly, it was 200 gold.
Is that right? I don't remember. Zed would probably remember, but I don't remember.
I think we said 250.
Plus expenses.
Plus expenses, and taxes and fees and such.
That was for the gathering of Badel. We have brought him as well as Zadar. Do you not have this scroll that was necessary for the curing?
Nope.
Oh.
Yep.
Why, yes, I do have the cure for your curse.
Which Badel is capable of reading, and we have reason to believe would be dangerous for others' eyes. This was not in the negotiated price originally. There is more to account for now.
So, what, like, said we're 500 gold plus taxes and fees?
For saving their people. And correct me, but was your king not also stone?
Roll me a persuasion check, Brodus, for the 250. Athala looks at all of you, and this is the look of someone who literally does not believe you. And this is from centuries of seeing people show up with proof or evidence that they have a cure. It is speculative. It is not entirely fully doubtful, but it is incredulous. And what was that, Brodus?
I'm just going to use a crit and have it be 29.
29.
So.
All right. Well, 250 for your expert care, Mr. Bardell. As for the parchment, I would like to have an expert investigate it, or at least examine it.
They cannot... You may Have
I
them
would
be.
like to be present during that.
As you wish, but there have been far too many adventurers and the like that have come in here claiming they have a cure.
It can be identified, but I repeat, it cannot be read by your individual who is investigating. We have belief that it is trapped. It will make them go mad.
Alright, so I'll get a wizard to identify it. That'll prove that it has the capability of a spell. I'm a druid. I don't know nothing about arcane magics and how they work before you bite my head off.
How about if we can get Bardell to read the information, help everybody get back to normal. Once everybody gets back to normal, then you can pay us on proof.
That seems fair. I will bring it to the council and see what it's worth. It's no small feat. But how did Bardell come in possession of this, if you don't mind me asking?
It was cohorting with the entities outside of this plane. There are many ways to achieve knowledge and power when doing so.
Master Ning, you're a little quiet. Everything alright?
This is not my area of expertise.
Well, you're welcome to join when I have the wizard. She'll hold out a hand for the scroll.
No. No, I think I will hold on to this. I'll go with you to see the wizard.
Okay. That's fine by me. If that's how you want to do it, I don't have a problem with it.
We promise we are not trying to grift you. We are just trying to make sure that we as freelancers are paid our appropriate due. If we do not value ourselves, how will you then value us?
And I am trying to attempt to make sure none of you go mad in this process.
I'm not
That
accusing.
actually matters.
I am not
The
accusing.
perils of freelancing.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying we've suffered a lot. And I am trying to do this the right way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. All I'm saying is that there are steps I have to take.
That is understandable. You are only doing your job, and you are doing it very well, Stone Speaker. Thank you.
Alright, well, I'm got to get the scroll to the wizards, got to get you to the cleric to get Mr. Bardell, Orn Smith, over there to comply and read said scroll, provided it's not calamitous or the like.
Then let's go.
She will turn on a heel. Garak, she will point you towards the chapel, which is this carved gemstone of pink difluorite and kind of ruby quartz that has been chiseled into this magnificent archway with kind of gargoyles made of various emeralds and crystals, and a door made of, it looks like solid amber.
Yeah, it hurts his eyes.
And I believe that they'll be questioning Bardell in there, if you want to bring him in there. And the rest of us will go find the wizard. I'd rather do it all at once rather than...
Understandable. I will keep watch on this one.
Alright, and once we get you to the wizard, I'll be going to the council to, discuss payment. Additional payment, of course.
Perhaps that can be negotiated after a cure has been imparted upon your last king.
Aye, but boulders don't start rolling slow. If you never give them a push, they'll never roll.
Yes, but a rolling stone gathers momentum.
And ye said this wasn't your strong suit. Well, all
I know
right.
a little about stones.
Well, follow me. I'll get us over there. Pips. And she'll kind of make way, dropping... Who is going with Nundagan?
That's who we were just talking to, right?
Nundagan was the priest who had kind of
Oh shit.
showed up.
I think that was Garak and Sinra and Badel, right?
I think so. All right. And so the rest of you will be going to the wizards. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we will pick back up with the cleric scene.
Cool.
So everyone, get some water, get some snacks, roll some initiative before you attacks, and don't worry none, because we'll be right back.
20.
Hey everybody, we're back! Sorry, we were discussing what the theme song for Thunder Jugs would be. Sorry about that, but I think we've reached a understanding of the classiness that is the establishment that Verban has a partnership in now.
Thunder Jugs. Na.
Thunder Jugs! But, where last we left off, Sinra and Garak were accompanying High Priest Nundugan into the Citadel to magically coerce or compel Baudel Ornsmith to do what needs to be done, which, in this case, is read a magic scroll and cure the Dwarves of the Crystal Caverns.
Would you count the couple hours that we sat there waiting for Garak to come back as a short rest?
Yes.
If I had a short rest.
I will say yes, also on the boat. It was over an hour.
Okay. I would sure like to roll some hit die right now, because I haven't healed since that fight.
You may do so.
I
If
healed.
anyone else would like to take a short rest and heal up, now is
I
your
did.
chance. Don't say I didn't give you a chance.
I already did that.
So, Grant, clarify. The two groups, one of them was going with the wizard, the other one was going to examine the scroll.
The group going with the wizard is going to examine the scroll and
Okay.
identify it. The group going with the high priest is going to Zone of Truth Baudel and try and compulse him to read said scroll, given if
So,
basically to gauge
okay.
whether he's willing to play ball at all or whether
So two separate wizards. You have Baudel, the wizard.
one's a
that is
cleric,
going...
one's a wizard.
Yep. And then you have, we are going to go see another wizard.
Yeah.
To identify
Yeah,
the scroll.
because Baudel will not identify this thing for you.
Okay.
So
Can
basically,
I
you're
change where Verban went, because he's going to have very little interest in the scroll. But hey, if that wizard tries to run again, more target practice.
sure. Yeah, you can go with Sinra and Garak.
Okay.
So that
and
means
Hypers. So it's Brodus,
Ning.
Sidar, and Ning going with
Yep.
Athala to get a wizard.
I think as the group splits, Ning kind of awkwardly stands there looking like back and forth, not knowing who to go with. And just kind of waits for somebody to call him or call them.
Ning, do you want to go hang out?
Oh, okay.
I don't know how boring it's going to be, so maybe we can just chit chat about things.
You enjoy our conversations.
Mm-hmm. Exhilarating.
So it's just Zadar and Brodus
Brodus.
going.
Yep. Got the dynamic duo back together. From shopping to identifying scrolls.
No, this is a terrible idea.
I love it.
Not that Ning would have any influence over anything they do anyway.
I feel like their buddy cop name would be Beardless and Blue.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Sinra, Garak, Verban, Ning. You follow High Priest Undugan, who got a good lead on you, but only moves 25 feet because dwarves are stubby, to the temple. That high opalescent carved gargoyles and the symbols of the dwarven pantheon are expertly carved into the various gems. The amber lattice work of the gates are pushed aside as you are brought into a hall. The hall itself is about 40 feet by 40 feet, with pews and altars set facing forward. The high rise of the building itself seems to be carved into the very mountain, forming a triangle high above you. The very archways and rooftops echoing with every step. emanating the grandeur of the sound of feet on stone and the simplistic nature. You hear the sounds of a hammer on an anvil perpetually. On the back of your senses, it is light, it is ever present. You feel a warmth just as you enter, like you are standing by the hearth of a fire, or by the hearth of a forge. And there is music. It is resplendent, extravagant, and mournful, all at the same time. It is a very somber way to enter as you are escorted forward. You see dwarves, poor, rich, middle class, in some of the pews praying. There are various altars of the various gods. You have Moradin. You have, gosh, all the other ones. I know one starts with a D, but I always forget it. Klangdin. You have, the various dwarven gods, and then you have one altar dedicated to any god not of dwarven pantheon. It's a generalized altar made for prayer. And Nandungan escorts you in, and as he's walking by, the dwarves that are in prayer kind of stop in reverence and kind of nod their heads in respect as he leads you down. Towards the back, or the front of the church, he brings you to a side room. It is nonetheless extravagantly made, carved into an emerald that seems too large to find on any necklace unless it was worn by a god or a giant. And he pulls out a chair. It is not a torture chair. It does not look designed with any ill intent. But to the side of it are two manacles that are kind of chained to these half circles in the ground. And they've got about 6 feet of give, probably to tie onto wrists. They have kind of like those wrist clasps. And Nandungan waves to you. Put him in the chair. I'll get the bindings and then we can prepare the spells.
I will move around so that I'm kind of like standing behind the chair as I sit him down into it and like hold him by his shoulders.
Roll me an insight check.
Sure. I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Okay.
Nope!
What's the
I went
result?
from a 2 to a 1.
Ooh. So what's the total? So the total result is a 2?
Total is a 4.
4. Well, you didn't meet that DC of 5.
Oh wait, yeah, I can use my thing that I've literally never
you
used
could
this
use
entire
your talisman.
campaign.
Add a 1d4 to your result.
It's a 7.
7. Just barely crawling past that 5. Okay, as you kind of hold on to the shoulders of Baudel, even given all the madness and all the things Baudel has done that you in the short time you have known them, there is no resistance. And you feel whatever tenseness has been in Baudel as you have been with him fleetingly kind of presides, or like kind of fades away in this temple. You feel the muscles beneath your fingers go slack. You feel the dwarf... They're still hooded, but their head kind of relaxes, their neck kind of cranes downward. And they willingly sit in the chair. There's no resistance. They do not fight
Verban still wants to keep crossbow leveled at them while they're being bound.
Of course. Then Duggan grabs the first of the clasps. With the clink of iron, he brings it and kind of clasps it on Badel's left arm. He then moves around, grabs the one on the right, clangs it on, and he kind of takes a step back. Now, if you don't mind, you can take off the sack. There's no need in this place of worship.
I will remove the sack from his head again.
There is a serene expression. At the moment, they are not fighting. They are not struggling in the chair. And then Duggan begins casting a spell.
I would like to do a divine sense and check. This is hallowed ground.
This is hallowed ground.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And do I pick anything else up with the divine sense?
That is what? Fae, Fiend, Undead?
I believe so.
Nothing in 30-foot radius? Or 60 foot?
Celestial fiend or undead.
Celestial? You get a blip of a celestial. It is faint and is not in this room.
Okay.
But nothing else triggers.
Okay.
Even off of Badel, there is no sense that they are not of this realm anymore, or anything like that. And Duggan raises his hands, and the gold medallion begins to glitter like a pile of treasure cascading like a waterfall. And this warmth of light picks up as the music that seems to emanate in this church begins to rise and crescendo for a brief moment as a heavy note lies in the air and a zone of truth encompasses. You may willingly fail. You can roll me a charisma saving throw.
I will willingly fail.
Same.
Ning for Ben.
Just for the fun of it, I'll roll. Let's
Sure.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's 2.
I don't know that Ning would understand this feeling, so they will try and resist. But it's an 11 minus 2, so it's a 9.
Okay, so you all fail. Given you're not doing a lot of speaking, so it did not matter unless you choose. For the next, I believe it is a minute, or...
It is 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So the next 10 minutes, while you are within this radius of 15 feet, anything you say must be the truth, as you know it. Is your name Bardell Owen Smith?
No.
So nice to know my spell is working. I suppose.
You don't have to answer.
Oh, sorry.
No, there's no harm done. And he takes a step forward towards Bardell. And Bardell lowers their head for a moment. No, my name is not Bardell. And Duggan nods for a moment. Well, I'm glad to know that you are under the spell's effect, to say the least. Did you cavort with demons and devils and their ilk? And if so, for what purpose? I worked with devils, never demons. To save our people. We are running out of time, and despite what everyone else says, we need to look where we haven't looked in the past. We don't have the luxury.
What did you promise these fiends in exchange for their help?
I promised them that they could have my soul if all of those turned to stone were freed. The tide pay the price.
Did you intend to ensure that not all were freed to save your own soul?
No. But they wanted more than just my soul. So, with every bit of information they took from me, or gave me, they took a little bit of me. Me name, me spellbook, bits and pieces that were there that aren't anymore. Wouldn't you do the same?
Would you do it again?
If it saved everyone, I won't apologize for what I've done. Sometimes you have to do bad things to get a good result. Sometimes you don't have the luxury or the time to do it right. Sometimes you just have to do it. And I won't sit here and be judged for doing what no one else had the stones to do.
Will you use the scroll to help them then?
I need to study it first. I'll not be walking in, casting a spell I ain't never cast before without proper research.
If you are allowed to research it, will you use it to help them?
I do anything to bring.
Who are you trying to bring back?
They fall silent for a moment. There is a long pause. Roll perception check. Any of you that would like.
Visually based?
Yes.
I got a 23, but I'm not there.
Wow! What was that, Sinra? A 7?
Yeah.
14.
14? For Ben?
13.
Ning?
I think Ning is listening to the music and trying to figure out where it came from.
Okay.
'Cause I rolled a 1.
Ning, you may roll this with advantage. For a very specific reason.
Mm-hmm.
18 then.
18. Verban, Sinra, the look on Bodel's face is the look of someone when you're on the cusp of a emotion and you haven't processed why or how, like right before you realize like the sad music of a song is going to cause you to tear up, or the music of a club is going to pump you up. It is that rise over a hill before you fall. Ning, you look a little bit clearer, and the music begins to, funnel through you for a moment. And for a brief moment, you feel a flicker of kindredness. This is someone who, whatever they are trying to think of, has been cut out. There is a disconnect of memory. And they open their mouth as if to speak, and nothing comes out. They shut their mouth. They open it again, trying to speak. And again, nothing comes out. And at last, they speak a third time, their voice cracking. I don't know.
I think he's telling the truth.
I'll look over at the priest. Is it known who he was close to before he left?
Well, he kept relatively to himself, had a few apprentices that were sent off for a variety of reasons, to research in the Assyrian Empire, to scour the land to see if there were any solutions.
Any family lost to the curse?
I'm sorry, my dear, I haven't spent the time to know.
Alright. There should be records of it somewhere, though.
Aye, there are most definitely records, birth records, family records. Should I send someone to go look?
That could be of aid.
Takes a step back, waves down one of the clergy. Go to the Hall of Records and find history of birthplace, and begins to ramble off commands in Dwarf, and the person sets off. He will say hurry, because he does know it's not, like, he has like 8 minutes left on the spell. Then he comes back to you. Surely it's divine providence that this cure, this research, this information that we've received is received now of all days. Shouldn't be...
What is the significance of today?
Well, today, if records be told, is the day we left Mondag Tithe so many years ago. Surely it's meant to be cast today of all days.
I'll look over to Grok.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you look at
I
Grog, and
killed
Grog is
him.
gone!
I killed him
Oh,
with
no.
my sight! Oh, no.
We will be right back, everybody. We are gonna go fight some tech goblins while we get Grok back from the invisibility spell they cast on him. We'll see you in a second. It's okay, everybody. We cast Dispel Magic and we saved Garak. You're welcome.
Good, because I'm out of spell slots for that.
What was the last thing you heard, Trick?
It was mainly about the going off to send someone to find the records.
Okay. So they asked what seem. He said the Nindogan said, "What is the that today's of importance, and it makes sense why they would find it today. Today is the anniversary of when the dwarves fled Mondag Tithe, and they should use whatever information has been given today. As surely it's a sign." And I think Senra looked at you and said, "What do you think, Garak?"
With her eyes.
He gives a nod back. And in a sense that if anything can be done, it needs to be done. And if this is the fate day that it needs to happen, then it needs to happen. All in the look, by the way. All in the look. And Garak also does give a tap of his tail, and kind of like a mix of anxiety and pleasure in what's about to transpire.
All right. Badel begins shaking his head. That reverie broke him. "No! You need to study it. You can't cast it today. You don't know what it'll do. You don't know what price it'll pay." "Hush. Surely the gods intend for us to use it. There is no other reason it would be provided unless it was to be done. The gods give all in time, and we have suffered long enough."
Will you be able to tell what is required for the spell with minimal studying? What price will be paid?
Is that to Badel or to...
To Badel, yeah.
"It depends on the complexity of a spell. If it's a spell that is within my power to cast, I can probably just cast it. But if it's something I don't know, and I don't even know how to turn someone to stone, you think I could..."
It was given to you, was it not?
"Aye, but it ain't be worth trusting for nothing." I could cast it.
This is what you wanted.
Roll a persuasion check.
$27.
I could... I have waited. I can cast it.
I will look to the cleric.
They are smiling.
What of King Avalor's father? King Balog?
The late king. May the gods guide him to the halls of Dumathoin.
Is it necessary that he be guided if we are to use the spell on today of all days?
I do not know. It is in... If it is cured, it is in the gods' hands, not mine. Have faith, young Leonin. The gods know what is good and what is right and how things should be.
Is
It is-
there nothing you can do to ask them of the success of this path?
I suppose I could augury or cast the bones and the gems for answers. It will take some time.
I can assist in that too.
Of course. Feel... Come with me. We will leave him here for the augury.
I will stand guard here.
It is much appreciated. We will return soon. And he will lead whoever is following to another room. It is a room that has like a stalactite hanging over a simple pool of it, not sulfur, but this calcite. It's like this pale white, flat, looks like it is a pure flattened table where the water drips in the center and sends ripples out in even distributions all the way to the edge. And in the center are a series of rocks that are carved in runes of simple gems. I will cast a spell, I suppose. Hopefully the gods find it in their eyes to receive and guide us.
I will cast my own. He will actually cast a ritual spell, divination.
Alright. Divination. And you get to ask a single question.
Yes.
That will happen within 7 days.
DM offers a truthful reply. It can be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
And what is your
Spell-
question?
My question is, will this spell work on the dwarves that are still alive and in stone?
One sec, let me... It says I can reply with a cryptic reply, so... And I'm not going to do the all
By
will
all
be
means.
as it should or something.
By all means.
Okay.
Expect nothing less of you.
Okay. Those of bone, those with eyes of stone, may be cured, fate unknown. That is the answer you receive.
We'll sit there and contemplate, and for the priest to finish as well.
He, for his part, is going to cast Augury. Which I believe, yeah, he rolls out some gem inlaid sticks and kind of rolls them out over this flat calcite. And he receives weal and woe.
Did you get the answer you were looking for?
Well, it says both good and bad results. If I'm interpreting right.
I can also state the same from my god.
And what does your god say?
To put it shortly, unknown.
I see. So it is truly no believing to the gods, I suppose. Or perhaps they are simply testing us.
Yes, test of faith can be difficult at times, but we must have it in order to confirm our faith.
Well spoken. Well, perhaps, if there's no other questions for Bardell, we shall await for your companions to join us post-haste. And I think it's about this time that the individual who had been sent off to get the information returns. We're going to go to Zadar and Brodus. Zadar and Brodus, you are following Athala to the... sorry, this is the wrong song. Whoops. You are following Athala to the wizards to find a wizard capable of casting Identify. The two of you following the dwarf with hurried footsteps. As the two of you begin to traverse the many carved stone stairways that begin to rise up around this giant amethyst crystal of which towers and spires reach out of, seemingly carved out of the very stuff of the crystal itself. You quickly make your way to this elaborate door. It is much like the outside, carved out of amethyst, with gold and brass kind of almost drawn into the amethyst itself. It glows with this permanent kind of glitter, almost like a light inside is kind of flittering out. And Athala knocks. A moment passes with no real addressing. And she kind of stomps her foot. This is taking forever. Usually they're down here in a split second, but of course of all days. She knocks again with repeated urgings. And the door opens with unseen hands into a large lobby. About
Fire my
30
crossbow. No.
Shoot the nearest person. No. And she quickly walks in. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, this music has already got you all tense. I love it. Within a moment, you see several individuals. They are all... Most of them are dwarven. They are dressed in robes. Some of them are like in a study. As you begin to walk, there's this tiled floor of black and white marble. As you step past the threshold, almost like 2D pictures in a pop-out book, a fireplace arises from the floor with a wizard sitting in a chair. A table full of alembics and various alchemy jugs and ingredients, with a wizard kind of pouring in vials. As you continue to step in, more and more of these wizards appear to your vision. And there in front of you is a wizard that pops up. They are a warforged. They are seemingly made out of the very crystals of the caverns themselves. And they move with these rigid, automated movements, almost fluid and natural, but just a hint of imitation. Their voice rings out from their throat, but it is hollow. Hello there. How may I assist you today?
We're looking for an, shall I say, live wizard here.
Oh, a live wizard. What is alive if not simply a state of being? How interesting. Surely you have pondered this much.
I didn't come here to discuss philosophy.
No?
I came to get this identified.
Oh. A parchment. How curious. And they look to Athala, and Athala just kind of is like, follow their lead. It's theirs, it's not mine. Sure. One moment. May I see the parchment?
Yeah, can you not see it? As I waving it around.
For this spell to work, I need to touch the parchment.
So touch it.
As you wish. And they they pull out like a pearl. It looks like their arm has compartments that are carved into the stone, and like it pops open and like the pearl just kind of rolls into their hand. And they begin to cast Identify, and they reach out a single finger and press it against the parchment. Oh. Oh.
Oh, what?
Oh, that is simply something I have not encountered before. My apologies. One moment. I am going to try this again. And they cast Identify a second time. And they touch the parchment. How peculiar. How did you come across this scroll?
Found it.
Where did you find it?
Underground.
In a cave.
Oh. I am sorry. But my spell is not revealing anything about this.
Is it magical at all?
One moment, I can cast another spell.
What spell are you trying to cast?
I am attempting to detect magic, if you so wish. As you did request, is this magic?
I'm going to give Zadar a look before saying yes. To see. All right.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Of course. One moment. And they raise their hands, and this wave of energy begins to kind of flow out from their soles of their feet, and you feel like almost like a gust of wind, like a fart, but magic.
I feel a fart.
And oh, well, I suppose that makes sense. If it cannot be identified, perhaps it is not magical. Or perhaps it is warded? There are many questions, but I have no answers for you. Do you require anything else?
So is it? It's not magical. You cast your spell that reveals magic, and it revealed none in this.
Correct. Would you like me to read it?
No.
Well, he might as well. If it's not magical, then what do we care?
I don't know if I fully trust him.
I am sorry. I have done everything you have asked. Without request of payment or questioning why you are in my tower.
Well, we were brought here by our escort.
That is why I am not asking you for money.
Great.
I am doing this as a
Brodus.
favor.
Sure. Brodus, why don't you read it then? You know magic things.
I want to whisper to him.
Yeah? To the wizard or to Zadar?
No, to Zadar. Weren't we told it would make you, Woohoo.
Sure, but it's not magical, so how's it going to do that? Afraid of a few words?
Yes, very much so.
Fine.
Also, if we do not get this back, Sinra will kill you.
I do not know who that is.
I not you. This one.
Oh,
Well, what's going to happen to it if you read it? Where's it going to go? It's a piece of paper.
There are some things that once read essentially no longer exist. I don't want this to be something that it reads and the opportunity to bring the dwarven life back is gone.
Zadar just kind of snaps his teeth a couple times, just like kind of gently, just as he's thinking like really hard. Like, I suppose it probably still has worth to the wizard we captured anyway. At least we could sell it to him.
Sell it, or see if there's anything. It may not necessarily be magical, but it may have something of worth to help in bringing the dwarven race back.
As long as somebody's going to pay me for it.
If you need me to, I will pay you for it.
Zed'll hold out a clawed hand.
How much do you want for it?
He'll just gesture like.
I'll start with 5 gold. I'll go to 15.
To save the entirety of your misbegotten people.
I will give him the rest of my gold.
how much is that?
It's
Not
an
much
amount.
by my calculations after all your spending.
No, I do have some. I have 60 gold and 6 silver.
Zed will just hand it back. Like, get a grip.
Okay. And I will keep it close to my person.
He'll
And
hand you
just-
back the gold,
Oh.
not the thing.
Oh.
He's handing it back, the money you gave him back, and being like, that's like a bullshit amount of money.
Oh,
Come on, we'll sell it back to the wizard, and then he'll turn to the Warforged and say, "Thank you very much for your time and no fee services."
you are quite welcome. Please, do come again. Oh. Who'd we lose? Oh no, we lost Pharaoh! Oh, we'll be right back, everybody. We've got to fight these goblins off again. But we'll keep chatting with you. How about that? They can still hear us.
Yeah.
And we're back. Ish.
Oh.
Hold on.
Ish.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe.
There's
We'll
a
see.
box.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Well, hello.
Did you... Oh, I've got to move people around. Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We're still good. I at least have you all in the right place. Alright. Please do come again if you have any needs of any services. And Athala kind of offers a bow. Thank you, vendor. That was very nice of you. I appreciate it. In all the given circumstance. It is no problem. Just a mere inconvenience. But,
All right.
please, do take care.
Yeah, Zed's gonna leave
Mhm.
kind of quickly because this is a spooky place. You don't do magic.
Yeah, it's fair. As you leave the fireplace, the alembics and the individuals begin to flatten back down onto the base where they are just like pop-ups that have been set back down on a page. Leaving like a flat, two-dimensional surface as you leave. Athala, as she's following you out, always gives me the shivers, honestly.
Do they fill the room with those images to try to put us at ease?
To be entirely certain, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I'm not only sure if they're real or if they're illusions. They might be real.
Either way, it was really weird in there.
Agreed.
Anyway, we're out of there.
Yeah, back to the other group. Sinra. Welcome back. And right about this time, the individual who was tasked with finding the biography of them kind of returns with a book. Hello, sir. I've got a daughter and a wife. I checked it really good, I did.
Ah, yes. Well, you've done quite well. I see we have brought to light yet another mystery. I wonder... what could cause someone to lose their memory like that?
Did he not say that it was part of his pact with these fiends?
Yes, but it seems odd that they would be after anything except for souls, to fuel their armies in the blood wars. Why take memories unless there was something to gain?
It is hard to know what was gained if he no longer has these memories. But he is a wizard. I assume, Badel, that you had much knowledge to be taken.
I don't know.
It's too hard to speculate such knowledge that he may or may not have had. It's either gonna work or it's gonna not work. Anything else beyond that is second nature and will have to be taken care of if it comes up.
Is there anything that you all would like to ask before my spell wears away?
What do you think should be done with you, Badel?
Me? His soul is probably already forfeit, so there is no saving him in the afterlife.
I wonder what he thinks should be done with him.
Badel looks at you for a moment, and it is a tired look. It is a look of someone who has not slept well in a long time. That someone who has been obsessing about something, when you get to the point where it is just, let it get over with. And he looks at you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Forgive him.
He wanted to save his people. Let him do it.
If you can.
If not, we find another solution.
I suppose so. I suppose we'll wait here until your friends arrive.
And I assume maybe about 15 minutes later, Zadar and Brodus would arrive.
Well, we're back. That was nonetheless, we Zadar scroll.
Try again.
Would you please bring the
Use
scroll
your
to the
manners,
group?
Brodus.
He is asking for some amount of respect, I think.
Please, Zadar, would you bring the scroll to them? There was
Of
no
course.
information to be found there.
Yes. Well, Mr. Badel.
Yes, what is it?
What do you got in your pockets? You got anything? Got anything to give me for this scroll?
Well, I'm
Or
under
I'll
the
just-
I'm under the assumption that you took everything out of my pockets when you knocked me out.
I don't
Right,
remember
you
doing
did.
that.
You got potions and things like that.
Yes,
Oh,
you
that's
did.
right.
We watched you do it.
Got
Hey.
any cool necklaces or something I missed?
What did I miss fleecing off of? You keep like an extra 20 in like your socks or something?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Do a good enough job
So
robbing.
you found the potions that were on him, a wand. I forget what the last thing that you found. Is it a ring?
Did he have the orbs on him, or was that somewhere else?
He might have had the orbs on him.
I have 2 red potion and 1 granite wand.
Okay, so those were the 3 things that you found off him.
Oh, I should have got that wand identified. What does this wand do?
Well, it casts shatter if you know how to cast it.
I don't. But I guess that's probably worth something. And these potions, what are these? Just for healing? Great. All right, then that'll
I
just.
sometimes cash out there, but only in the bathroom.
Thanks for that. I've never seen you go to a bathroom. Actually, it's just happened before.
Never done it, weirdly enough.
Yeah. So Zadar will just be like, all right, well, screw it then. Here you go. And then he'll walk up and like take the scroll, like the top of the scroll in both hands, and then just like shake it out right in front of the guy's face.
Well, today's one of those heroic moment dice days, I guess. For me. All right. Gosh. Didn't think I was gonna do this today. Okay. We need some good music for this.
Uh-oh.
Good could be very subjective.
I think this is the one I want. No.
I'll get my dice ready.
If he's trying to do a saving throw, can I donate some of my crits to him?
No.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
About your
Heroic
aura.
moments, you cannot apply advantages or crits.
Got it.
But if you are standing within 10 feet, do you have an aura?
Nope, because I took a level in Warlock.
Oh boy. Okay.
But I sure do have Mage Slayer, so maybe that'll be relevant.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. We will see.
Don't remember how we haven't taken
next
a long
time.
rest and have no spell slots.
Man, you know, sure would be
I-
nice.
I have a couple.
Well, I guess
I've
we're going
got
back to
some.
this because Roll20 didn't want to let me play anything else. You see his eyes try to avert as this is unfurled, as if they are not prepared to, you know, their hands are still manacled, and they kind of try to avert their eyes, try to direct it to the side, not face whatever is beyond. And you see their eyes flicker back to center and fixate. They begin reading fervidly. Their eyes constantly back and forth as if speed reading. Their fingers curl into the palm of their hands. You see blood dripping as they continue reading. They're not blinking. They are squirming in their seat, yet motionless from the waist up. And they begin to laugh. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
You would.
I would.
Would.
That's what happens when you roll a nat 1 and a 5.
Tune in
Oh,
next
boy.
week as we roll new characters live on
I'm sure you'll be fine.
2 weeks.
Character art costs too much. You're guaranteed to baby live.
It's just not Ning anymore. It's Bing now.
My alternate
Let's
reality.
play each other's characters. this
Oh my
time.
god. Oh my god. Could you imagine if you kept your accents and character voices but had to play the other characters? Sinra
That'd be
as
hilarious.
Brodus. Just Verban as Ning, just
Yes,
offering.
that sounds like a great deal. Why wouldn't I do that?
Oh, but it has been an absolute delight to have you all here, my friends. So I would like to know, you know, a few things. One, who you are. Two, where we can find you. And three, what projects and cool stuff are you working on?
All right, I'll start. I'm Truth. You can find me in most places by the same name, and be down in the Twitch chat. And projects I'm still working on. It's a couple big things while I move and build computers. That's really it for now. L.
Yeah, I am L Street Gaming, who played Ning, the turtle monk. Yeah, I know what I am. Go away. You can find me on Twitter at L Street Gaming. You can find me back on Twitch the second week of October, also at L Street Gaming, where I'm finally going to be coming back to entertain, hopefully. Beyond that, I am one of the archons for the Free Forge Discord, a content creation platform that is opening applications to have DMs, players, content creators start to sign up and help us forge new worlds starting this Saturday. We are super excited, and also a big congrats to two of the outstanding women in the Free Forge who play on Holding Action and got nominated for the Game Her Awards as the best creative stream. So yeah, lots of super fun, exciting things happening at the Free Forge. Come check us out, www.thefreeforge.com, and help us forge new worlds. Thank you so much, Derek.
Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. If you want to find me and more of my stuff, best place is Twitter at dsword16. Main projects I'm part of these days are all here on Graham Cracker's channel. So, of course, here every other Tuesday and every Friday, where I'm joined, of course, by Graham and Pharaoh for Goldshine Investigation Agency. I play another monstrous race there. I play Griez, who is a swampy bugbear druid rogue who just stole a bunch of stuff and is planning possibly an assassination, or I don't know, maybe they'll go on a vacation. Who knows? One or the other. I am also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush. So if you enjoy monsters as much as I do, and you love learning about them and like figuring out, cryptid stories and like the histories of folkloric beasts, and then also think that they're like really fucking sexy and want to give them smooches, check out Monster Crush wherever podcasts are found. My co-host Heavenly and I talk about different just cryptids, creatures, and abominations, and whether they be eligible as romantic partners. And that is it for me. So I will hand it off to Fox.
All right, everyone. I am TTRPG Fox. You can find me on Twitter at TTRPG Fox. For the past like 8 weeks, I've been working overtime, and I'll be working overtime till Thanksgiving. So for right now, my only projects are right here while I'm taking a break on everything else to try and free my brain space. So, and move on to Pharaoh.
Hey guys, I'm Pharaoh. I played Sindra Starmain today. You can also find me here on Fridays for Goldshine Investigations, where I play Utaka, a Water Genasi cleric rogue of 2 gods and bugs and making things go boom. And although you cannot find me there this Friday, as I am taking a break to get married this weekend. Hey! Fun stuff. But I will be back next week for Goldshine Investigations, and then the week after that for Shards of Anarion. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter at Ferocious with a link in the chat. And it's off to you, Vinny.
Hey, I'm Vinny. I played Zadar, the rogue, who Dragonborn. This is the only place where you'll see me. My projects are I get bored at work. I made a bullywug beefcake stat block, it's a bullywug, but it's bigger than others and more muscly. And they understand bullywug, but they also speak one word of common and they just say beefcake. And I don't know why yet, but there will be a very lore appropriate reason for it, I'm sure. All done.
Hi everyone, my name is Graham, or Graham Crackers. How am I supposed to follow that up? I'm a lamb to the slaughter.
You just go offline.
But this is my channel. Thank you for tuning in. It is an absolute delight to play games with friends, where they are MMOs, video games, or what have you. If you liked more, you can find me here every Tuesday and Friday. On Fridays, I play Geharos Nervos, your tiefling paladin Oath of Conquest, who may or may not be a bad boy. That's up for you to decide, audience. But outside that, every other Saturday, you can find me on Polished Cryptids channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, where I am resuming my role as Mavrin Minados, the tiefling sorcerer, storm sorcerer. And Outside of that, you can't find me anywhere else except this channel, which on Mondays we play MMORPGs. And, you know, speaking of MMORPGs, we're playing Guild Wars 2. Why Guild Wars 2? Well, they have a new expansion coming out in February called End of Dragons. And we like dragons here. That's why we play Dungeons & Dragons. Because everything here is dragons. We just can't get enough dragons. So, of course, we gotta play Guild Wars 2. Outside of that, in October, we are going to be playing a whole bunch of spooky games, which we have a Twitter post at Graham Crackers with a Z1, which is my Twitter, that you can apply for. We will be playing games like Phasmophobia, Dead by Daylight, some D&D horror one-shots. You know, we'll just be playing everything. But you should join us for those, because right now we only have 3 dates, but the more people that want to do it, the more days we will play. Because, you know, we're here to get spooked. Outside of that, you can't find me anywhere else yet, but one day. But until next time we see you, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll be here soon. So we hope to see you again. And we are going to raid Weave the Tail. Love you too, Stamosis. We're going to raid Weave the Tail. I hope you join us and spam some Graham love in the chat. They are playing some TTRPGs. I think they're playing a Dune TTRPG tonight. So we'll spam them with some love, and we will see you soon. But till now, take care and love you. I don't feel bad saying it. I love you.